I have to appear in court. I am going to stand there for you. I want to say that first, before anything else, before the fear, before the anger, before the weight of what it means to walk into that room and face what happened and speak the truth of it publicly in the formal witnessed way that courts require. I am going there for you because what they did deserved a response, and silence was not the right one. Silence would have been a kind of agreement, a kind of saying what happened was acceptable, was something to be absorbed and moved past without account, without the honest reckoning that justice requires when someone causes real harm. I am going because you deserve someone who will stand up and say clearly what happened and why it was wrong. I want to be honest about what appearing in court actually is, what it actually requires, because honesty is what this moment deserves. Not the dramatic version, not the performed bravery, but the real account of what it costs to do this, to walk into that formal space with its specific weight, its specific demand that you be precise, that you say only what you actually know, what you actually witnessed, what is actually true, rather than what you feel, rather than what you believe, rather than the full interior reality of what this has been like. Just the facts, just the honest, specific, true account of what happened. It requires clarity, it requires the ability to stay present under pressure, to not be moved by what the other side will try to do, which is complicate the simple truth, make what is clear seem unclear, make what is certain seem uncertain, make you doubt the honest account of your own experience. And I am preparing for that, preparing to stay clear, to stay honest, to stay grounded in what I actually know to be true, rather than being pulled from that ground by pressure or confusion or the specific tactics that these situations sometimes produce. I am angry. I want to be honest about that too, because anger is part of the truth of this anger at what they did, anger at the harm that was caused, anger at the fact that this is necessary, that we are here, that this situation exists at all, that something that should never have happened and now requires this formal, difficult public response. Anger is present, and I am not pretending it is not, but anger cannot be what walks into that room what walks in must be clearer than anger, more precise must be the honest account, not the emotional one, not that the emotion is wrong or invalid, but that the court needs the fact of what happened clearly stated, honestly witnessed. I am also afraid. I want to say that because pretending I am not would be dishonest, and this requires honesty. These rooms, these proceedings, these formal structures produce fear. In real people who are not performers, who are simply people who experience something and are now being asked to account for it publicly in a formal setting with everything that implies, with the weight of what the outcome means. The fear is real, and I am holding it alongside the commitment to go anyway, to stand there anyway, to say the true thing anyway, because fear and commitment are not opposites, can exist simultaneously. The fear does not make the commitment less real, does not make the going less necessary, just makes it more honestly difficult than the performed version would admit. I want you to know that I have prepared as well as preparation is possible, have thought carefully about what I will say, how I will say it, what the truth of what happened actually is in its specific, honest form that can be offered. In that setting, I have thought about staying calm, about speaking clearly, about not letting the pressure change what I know to be true, about being the honest witness that this requires. I am going because you matter, because what happened to you matters, because the truth of it matters, because the formal acknowledgement that what they did was wrong matters for you, and matters more broadly for the honest accounting that justice tries to be, even imperfectly, even in the difficult, slow, uncertain way that these things move. I am going, and I will say what is true, and I will come back and tell you what happened, and whatever the outcome is, I will have done the thing that needed to be done, which is stand up for you in the specific, formal, serious way that this moment requires. Not just feel the right things about what happened to you, but actually show up when showing up costs something, when it requires something real, something difficult, something that could not be avoided by anyone genuinely committed to the truth of what happened. I am going for